Right now, Mana Coin or Decentraland is really surging towards the upside and is challenging all-time highs, which it put in back on the 30th of October and is currently sat at just under it at $4.87. Potentially, we will be about to break that in the very short period of time coming. But what's going to happen if that happens? Are we then going to see something like we saw here, where we took the price all the way from 4.9 all the way down to 2.5 in just a matter of days? Are we going to see some more instability, or are things looking a little bit better? So I brought you a video on Decentraland a couple of days ago when we were in this descending channel, and I did say that we would normally find a bottom in it and then push towards the upside. And as we can see, that happened. We then reached all the way to the top, which is the price target, dropped back down, and then we suddenly, bearing in mind this is on the 1 hour chart today, have just seen an absolutely crazy surge towards the upside. Last video as well, I talked about what was happening down in the RSI, where we had lower highs each time, in correspondence with an increasing price, which showed some bearish divergence, and I said that we needed to break above that line on the RSI to be able to continue and not see much of a trend reversal. But as you can see, guys, looking down here, we have just done that. Also, something else I want to show you, we've just put in this interesting pattern. You can see if we draw a line across all of the tops, you can see that we've literally just tipped our head out the top of that, and then along the bottom, slightly kind of narrowing rising wedge. Now, more often than not, guys, due to the fact that this is pushing up, this does tend to be a bit more of a bearish pattern. We do see a drop usually at this point towards the downside, but as you can see, we've now literally just poked our head out of the top. But bearing in mind that in the last time we did this, we did then see this push towards the downside. So be very careful. Right now, buying at all-time highs, we can often see prices get rejected, especially as it's corresponding to this line here. But if we're able to push beyond all-time highs, then where will we continue to go in the short term? Okay, so a good thing for making price predictions for this would be to take from swing high to swing low on the Fibonacci retracement tool. And what you'll often see, guys, once we break through all-time highs, I'm not saying this is going to go up in one single straight line, but we do tend to target the 1.618, which is all the way here at $6.63. From where we are currently would be another 36%. Bearing in mind we've done pretty much 20% today, so obviously significantly good gains there. But obviously, as I've mentioned, unless we're kind of closing above all-time highs, I think we may well see a push back down towards the downside before we continue, or at least see some sort of sideways action before we continue to higher levels. But now, a point I've mentioned on a number of coins I've covered recently is when we are up at these all-time highs, it's always very risky to be buying, especially when we see what happened previously. I'm not saying it's going to happen again for Mana Decentraland, but there's always a chance that when we're buying after these big pumps to the upside, that we do get some cool-offs. You can see it happening every time. Pump up, get down, and pump up and come down, pump up. You know, it's fairly obvious to what's going to happen next, guys. This is not where we're buying. This is where we're selling, okay? So selling at each point, buying the bottoms, and this is how we can accumulate. You know, overall the trend is in an upwards direction, I get it. That's why we want to be buying at the bottom, maybe taking some profits at the top, and then we can buy back in and accumulate as we continue to push towards the upside. So in terms of my bullish price target, still think we will have on the cards the 1.618. It's whether we can continue now out of this current pattern, which we will need to be closing above the $4.96 level to be able to do so. Or if not, we'll be pushing down, in my opinion, to these levels around the $4.3. Okay, so all to play for right at the moment. Are we going to push all the way up to this, or will we get a rejection and see lower levels? If we're rejected out of here, guys, there's also a potential slump going to come from there, but we will talk about that later on another episode. Thanks very much for watching, guys. Please hit the like button for the YouTube algorithm and subscribe. Thanks very much. Bye-bye.